A dark sky covers the strange jungle as cold rain falls from above. Thunder rumbles in the distance while glowing plants sway in the wind. Suddenly a loud explosion shakes the ground, and a metal escape pod crashes between the trees. Smoke rises. From the wreck, and strange animals run away in fear. The door of the pod opens slowly with a creaking sound. Inside lies a human man, unconscious and bruised, his clothes torn and covered in dirt. His eyes open slowly, confused and weak as breathing. Heavy and unsure, he sits up holding his head as if pain is deep inside his skull. He looks around with fear in his eyes and sees nothing he recognizes. Strange trees, tall and glowing, surround him, and unknown sounds echo in the air. He tries to remember who he is, but nothing comes. No name, no memory, no reason for being here. His hands tremble as he stands up, stumbling out of the pod into the unknown world. But something catches his eye. Someone is watching him. Behind the trees, a figure steps forward. She is tall with soft purple skin and long silver hair, her eyes glowing like stars. She is beautiful but not human. She is not alone. One more women come into the clearing, each one different with alien features. Some have scales, some have feathers, some have glowing markings, but all of them look at the man with a strange feeling in their eyes. Some are smiling, some are crying, some are afraid, and all of them are pregnant. The human stares at them in shock, unsure of what is real and what is dream. One of them walks up to him slowly, her voice soft like music. She says his name, but he does not recognize it. She places his hand on her round belly and says, "You promised to protect us and our children. Do you remember?" He pulls his hand away in fear and confusion. He tries to speak, but no words come. Another alien girl steps closer and touches the scar on his chest. As she does, it begins to glow with a soft blue light. He looks down in shock, the scar burning without pain. Memories flash for a moment. Fire, darkness, screaming faces, but then it is gone. They lead him to a small camp hidden deep in the forest. Strange machines and glowing tents surround the area. Inside he finds food, water, and warmth. They take care of him gently, like someone they deeply care about. But he still does not know why. At night, he sits by the fire looking at the stars above. One of the girls sits beside him and tells a story. She speaks of a war across the stars, of races being hunted and destroyed. She says he saved them. She says he gave up something important to protect them. And now they are the last of their kind. Because of him, he listens but cannot understand. Why would he do that? Why them? Why does he feel something in his heart when he looks at them? A connection he cannot explain. Later that night he wakes from a dream, sweating and afraid. In the dream he saw a giant machine pulling him away from a burning city. He saw the same girls in cages crying for help. He saw his own face in a mirror, but older, stronger, and full of pain. He walks out into the jungle, alone, looking for answers. Suddenly he hears a sound, a soft hum coming from the trees. He follows it and finds a strange device half buried in the ground. When he touches it, the scar on his chest glows again, and the device lights up. A small hologram appears above the device. It shows him standing with the alien girls around him. They are smiling and laughing. But then the image changes, ships falling from the sky, explosions, dark soldiers with glowing red eyes. He steps back in shock, and the hologram fades away. Behind him, one of the alien girls speaks softly. They are coming again. And this time they want everything. He looks at her, her eyes full of fear and trust. He feels something deep inside rising. Not fear, something older, something powerful. He does not remember who he is. But he knows one thing now. He must protect them. He must find the truth, and he must remember, because they are not just carrying children. They are carrying hope, and someone is coming to destroy it, but he will not let them, not again. Morning light creeps through the thick trees as soft blue mist rises from the wet ground. The human stands near the edge of the camp, staring into the jungle as birds with glass wings fly overhead. His mind is still empty, like a blank page, but his heart beats fast with a strange fire inside. He remembers no names, no past, no mission, but the faces of the alien girls pull at his soul. They act like they know him, They speak with love and sorrow and fear, and they all carry life inside them, life he may have helped create. He turns when he hears footsteps behind him. It is the silver-haired girl with stars in her eyes. She gives him a small fruit glowing softly like a lantern. "Eat this," she says. "It helps with memory." He takes it without a word and chews slowly as she sits beside him. Her name is Sari. He does not remember her, but when she speaks, something deep in his chest stirs. "You saved us," she says. "You gave us your strength, your future, your name. You made a pact." The others appear behind her, sitting in a circle around the fire. Each one begins to tell part of a story. Each voice soft, each face serious. They speak of a war between stars, between worlds and species. The Council of Nine had ordered all hybrid-capable races to be wiped out. Too dangerous, too powerful, too unknown. The alien girls are survivors of lost worlds, their people erased by machines and bioplagues. They were hunted, forced into cages, tested like animals. One day, a human ship fell from the sky. Inside was a soldier, a scientist, a rebel, a man who broke every rule. That man was him. He found them in the cages. He freed them. He brought them to a hidden moon. He made a pact. He allowed alien scientists to change his DNA. He became the bridge between species, the seed of survival. Not for power, not for glory, but to give life where all life was ending. Each girl volunteered. Each one chose to carry hope. Inside her, he promised to protect them. He promised to forget. The human listens quietly as flames dance in his eyes. The memories do not return, but something deeper moves in him. He stands and walks toward the edge of camp where a strange device sits half buried in moss. It is shaped like a flower made of glass and light. He places his hand on it, and the scar on his chest glows again. The device opens like a blooming petal and reveals a small memory chip. When he touches it, his mind fills with images. He sees himself arguing with doctors, refusing to leave the girls behind. He sees himself signing something with shaking hands. He sees the alien girls reaching out to him as he walks into a chamber of silver light. He remembers a voice in his ear. "You will forget them to save them." He falls to his knees, breathing hard. Sari rushes to his side, her hand on his shoulder. "It is all right," she says. "Your heart never forgot. That is why you woke up. That is why the children still live." Suddenly, a sharp sound rings through the jungle, like metal grinding, like air splitting. A shadow moves across the sky. The girls look up and their eyes widen in fear. The human rises and looks toward the sound. A black drone shaped like a spear floats just above the trees, scanning the ground with red light. "They found us," Sari whispers. The human does not wait. He runs to the wrecked pod and pulls out a hidden case. Inside is a weapon, part gun, part tool, with symbols glowing across its surface. His hands move on their own as if memory returns through muscle and instinct. He lifts the weapon, aims, and fires a silent shot. The drone sparks and crashes into the trees. "Run," he says. "We move now." They gather quickly, taking only what they need. One of the girls is slower, breathing hard, her hands on her stomach. The child is coming early. Sari looks at the human with panic. "We cannot fight and deliver at once." The human thinks fast. He points toward a cave in the hills, smoke rising from the old rocks. "There. We hide there, we hold there." They move fast through thick vines and glowing plants. Strange animals move aside, as if they understand the danger. Inside the cave, they find an old wall carved with alien signs. The human touches the wall, and again, the scar glows. The wall opens. Behind it, a hidden room lights up with old technology and soft humming machines. Safe for now, the girls settle inside, one of them already in early labor. The human stands guard near the entrance, eyes sharp, mind clearer than ever. He still does not know who he is, but he knows why he is here. He made a pact. He gave himself to save them. And now he will protect them no matter what comes next, because someone is still hunting them, and the real war is not over yet. The cave is quiet, but the air feels heavy, like it is waiting to break. The human stands near the entrance, his hand on the strange weapon taken from the crash site. The alien girls sleep in the glowing room behind him, one of them breathing hard as labor begins to rise. The machines in the walls hum softly, their lights blinking in rhythm with the human's heartbeat. But something outside is moving, something cold, and searching. The first sound is soft like clicking stone. Then a low hum crawls through the trees. He steps out slowly, keeping his body low. His eyes sharp. Red lights sweep across the jungle slowly, methodically. Another drone, but this one is not alone. He counts 3, then 5, then more, all moving in a pattern like they already know where to look. They are not searching randomly. They are tracking something. They are tracking him. He runs back into the cave, his voice low but urgent. We move now. Sari looks at him, her hand resting on the stomach of the girl in early labor. We cannot. She says, not all of us. He shakes his head and walks to a panel on the wall. With one press, the wall shifts and reveals a narrow tunnel leading down into darkness. There's a way out, he says. I saw it in the map inside the pod. This cave connects to the old tunnels below the moon's surface. He lifts the girl in labor gently into his arms and nods to the others. Follow. No light, no sound. They move single file through the tunnel. Water drips from the stone above and strange markings glow faintly on the walls. The tunnels are old, built long before the war, maybe even before memory. The human leads with quiet steps, the weapon ready, his eyes adjusting to the dark behind him. The girls follow, their hands resting on their swollen bellies. They trust him even without memory. They believe he is still the one who saved them, but something is following far behind them in the upper tunnel. A sharp metallic shape moves with no breath, no voice, no soul. A hunter drone. This one is not like the others. It is old, it is silent, it is fast. Tunnel ends at a broken wall where moonlight leaks through the cracks. The human pushes the stone aside and steps into an open chamber filled with strange machines and dust. He places the girl down gently and signals the others to rest. We will hide here until the way is clear, he says. One of the girls walks to a machine and places her hand on the console. The symbols on the machine glow to life and a screen appears showing old recordings. The human walks closer and watches. Video shows him standing in the same room many years ago. He is speaking to the alien girls. His face is calm, his voice steady. You will be safe here. He says the tunnels are hidden. The drones cannot scan them. This place was made for you and the children. It is the last safe space. Turns and looks directly into the camera. If I ever forget who I am, if I ever lose the truth, play this for me. The recording ends. The human touches the screen with shaking hands. The girls say nothing, but their eyes are wet with silent tears. Suddenly, the floor shakes, dust falls from the ceiling, a low hum rises again. The hunter drone has found the tunnel. Human grabs his weapon and runs toward the sound. He stops at the tunnel entrance and waits in silence. The drone appears slowly, its red eyes scanning the dark. He steps out from behind the stone and fires once. The bolt hits the drone, but it does not fall. It adapts. It learns. The drone fires back with a sharp beam that slices through rock. He dodges barely and rolls behind a pillar. His heart pounds, his scar glows, and something inside him awakens. Looks at the drone and focuses, not just with eyes but with instinct. He reaches out with one hand and the drone shakes for a moment, then drops to the ground as if something unseen has cut its strings. Girls watch from behind the wall, their eyes wide. What did you do? Sari asks. He looks at his hand, then at them. I do not know, but it listens to me. They leave the tunnels after the fight ends. Outside, the sky is brighter and wind moves gently through the trees. The danger is not gone, but the path is clear. They walk in silence toward an old hill where a ruined building sleeps beneath vines. The human stops and looks at the symbol above the broken gate. He does not recognize it with his mind, but his heart beats louder inside the building. More machines wait, more answers maybe, or more danger. One of the girls walks beside him and takes his hand. She whispers, "This is where the truth begins." The chase is far from over, because someone still wants them gone, and the enemy is no longer just machines. The ruined building stands quiet beneath the silver moonlight. Vines crawl over broken walls like fingers trying to hold on to forgotten memories. The human steps carefully through the cracked floor, His footsteps echo soft in the hollow space. The alien girls follow close. Behind, their breaths slow but steady. The child still growing inside one of them moves gently, as if sensing something important near inside. The main room lies a large chamber carved from shining metal and stone. Strange lights glow from walls covered in symbols no one now can read. The air hums with power old and alive. A tall console stands at the center with a glowing panel waiting for a touch. The human moves forward, his scar burning softly on his chest. He places his hand on the console, and a wave of light floods the room. Suddenly the walls shift, revealing screens and floating holograms. Images flicker to life, showing star maps and ancient battles. Voices speak in languages he cannot understand, but feelings come through clear: fear, hope, sorrow, determination. The girls gather around, watching the images carefully. Sari points to one hologram showing the human standing with many alien species. He looks stronger, younger, and his eyes full of fire. He is leading them. He is making a choice. A voice echoes softly from the console. You are the guardian, the bridge, the seed chosen to unite what was lost, to create what must be. Your sacrifice is remembered. Your pain is known. Your legacy begins here. The human closes his eyes as memories rush like a river breaking its banks. He remembers the day he agreed to the pact, the faces of the alien scientists working on his DNA, the endless tests and changes that made him something new, something more. The moment he said goodbye to his past self, the promise to forget everything so others could live. But the price was loneliness and silence. No one could know his true name. No one could see his true face. He became a ghost, a legend, a savior lost in time. One of the girls steps forward. Her voice breaks the silence. How do we stop the hunters now? How do we protect the children? The human looks at each of them, his eyes steady. We find their weakness, we learn their true plan, and we fight smarter, not harder. He reaches for another panel, and a map of the galaxy appears. Red dots blink across the stars, marking enemy fleets and bases. He traces a line with his finger. This is where they come from. This is where the war started. The girls listen as he explains a plan to send a message to allies hidden across the galaxy, to call for help and prepare for the next attack. But something in the corner of the room catches his eye. A small device glowing with a soft purple light. He picks it up carefully and looks closer. It is a recording device left by someone important. He presses a button, and a hologram flickers to life. A woman's face appears, her eyes sad but strong. She speaks slowly and clearly. If you see this message, you are our last hope. The enemy has grown stronger than we feared. They use bioweapons and machines combined. They seek to destroy all hybrids. The children are the key to the future. Protect them at all costs. Human clenches his fists. The weight of his role presses down harder than ever. But he also feels a new strength rising inside. Not just for himself, but for the alien girls and the unborn children. They are more than hope. They are the future of many worlds. Sari steps forward and takes his hand. We believe in you, she says. You are not alone anymore. Suddenly, the chamber shakes as if warning them. The enemy is closer than ever. The human lifts the weapon he found in the pod. It hums with power, ready to defend life itself. Turns to the girls with determination. We prepare, we fight, we survive. Because this is not just a battle for today. This is a war for tomorrow, for peace, for family, for the right to exist. The room fills with light as they gather strength. Together, they will face what comes next. Together, they will protect the children they carry. Together, they will write a new story among the stars. And the truth is no longer hidden in shadows. It shines bright like a beacon, guiding them forward, always forward. The group leaves the truth chamber behind as dawn breaks over the ruined moon. Light touches the alien girls' faces softly as they move through the quiet jungle. Their steps are careful but full of purpose. The human leads them with a weight on his chest heavier than before. Trust once whole now feels fragile like glass. About to break among the girls, one moves differently. Her name is Lyra. Her eyes are dark but filled with shadows no one dares to ask about. She smiles less often and watches the human with something hidden behind her gaze. Sari notices it first. A coldness in Lyra's look when the human speaks, a hesitation in her touch when he reaches out. The human senses it too, but pushes it away. He remembers the pact, the promise to protect them all. But sometimes trust is not enough. One night as the camp sleeps under the stars, the human wakes to a noise soft like a whisper. He steps outside quietly and sees Lyra standing near the edge of the trees. She holds a small device glowing with blue light. Her face is tense, her hands shaking. He calls her name, but she does not turn. He moves closer slowly. Lyra's voice breaks the silence. They will come soon. They are already here. I cannot stop them alone. He listens carefully as she explains Lyra was not always one of them. She was sent by the enemy as a spy to watch and report. But something changed. She fell in love with him and the others. She wants to protect the children now more than anything. But the enemy's orders remain, and the spy inside her fights the heart. The human looks at her without anger. You should have told me sooner, he says softly. We cannot hide from the truth. Not anymore. Lyra nods, tears falling down her cheeks. I wanted to, but I was afraid of what would happen if I was found out. They spend the night talking beneath the stars. The human tells her about his fears, his doubts, and hopes. Lyra shares her pain, the battles inside her heart. They make a new pact. Not one forced by survival, but born of trust and love. Together, they will face the coming storm, but the enemy moves faster than they expect. At dawn, the camp is attacked. Dark ships hover overhead like vultures ready to strike. Alarms blare, and the girls wake in panic. The human grabs his weapon and stands at the center. The girls take their places around him, their faces fierce and determined. Lyra stands by his side, not as a spy, but as a warrior. The enemy sends machines and soldiers with glowing red eyes. They rush forward, breaking through defenses. The human fires his weapon with skill. Born from years of fighting, the girls use their powers protecting each other and the unborn children. The battle rages loud and fierce. But then a shadow moves inside the camp. Lyra sees it first. A figure with glowing eyes sneaking toward the girls' shelter. She rushes forward, but it is too late. The enemy spy reveals herself, a woman with cruel smile and cold heart. She is not Lyra, but another. She was hiding among them all along. Her goal was to capture the children and the human, to end the pact once and for all. The human fights with rage and fear as the spy kidnaps one of the pregnant girls. He follows her into the dark jungle, their weapons clashing. The spy laughs cruelly. You cannot save them all, she says. This war is bigger than you, but the human does not stop. He remembers the pact, the promise, the hope. He fights harder than ever before, and just when the spy thinks she will win, he traps her in a net of energy. The spy screams in anger and fear as the net tightens. He rescues the girl and returns to the camp where the others wait. Sari looks at him with relief and sorrow. The enemy will come again, and they will be stronger. The human nods. We must be ready. We must be united. Lyra kneels beside him. I will never betray you again, she says. My heart is yours. My loyalty is with the children and the future. The human takes her hand. Together we will protect them all, he says. No matter what comes, the sun rises higher in the jungle. Seems less dark, but the war is far from over. The pact is tested but not broken, and the hope still burns bright inside them. Because even in betrayal there can be trust, even in fear there can be love, and even in darkness there is light. The human looks at his strange family, his alien girls carrying the future of many worlds, and he knows he will fight for them until the stars fall from the sky. The jungle is alive with tension as the sun sinks behind distant mountains. The human stands tall in the center of the camp, surrounded by alien girls glowing softly in the dim light. Their faces show fear and courage mixed like a storm, ready to break. The children inside them move with restless energy as if they know the fight is near. They have little time. The enemy will return stronger and faster. This time it will not be only machines, but warriors bred for war and destruction. The human looks at Sari and Lyra and the others. each one ready to stand beside him no matter what comes. Lifts the strange weapon from the pod in his hands. It hums with power like a living thing. He feels the connection to it deep inside his scarred chest. It is more than a tool. It is a symbol of hope and strength. Girls gather ancient alien weapons and technology from the hidden rooms below the camp. They prepare defenses around the hilltop. Walls of energy pulse in the air like invisible shields. Traps made of light and metal lie in wait for the enemy. Their powers grow stronger each day. Fire that burns cold, wings that slice the air, voices that calm storms. The human trains with them, pushing his body beyond limits. He remembers who he was, who he is becoming. A guardian not just of the girls, but of all life that depends on this fragile. Peace night falls heavy and dark. The camp is silent except for the soft hum of machines and the steady breathing of those who wait. Suddenly alarms ring through the trees. The enemy is here. Black ships dark as shadows descend from the sky. Warriors leap out with weapons glowing red. The battle begins without warning. The human fires his weapon. Light streaks across the battlefield like lightning. The girls use their powers to protect each other and strike at the enemy. The ground shakes with explosions. Metal clashes with metal. The air fills with cries of pain and hope. Human fights in the front lines. He moves with speed and skill like a ghost of war. His scar glows brighter with every hit he takes. He can feel the children inside. The girls giving him strength, giving him courage. Lyra fights beside him, no longer a spy but a warrior with fire in her eyes. She saves Sari from a deadly strike and turns to face the enemy with fierce determination. The battle rages on, hours passing. Like minutes, the human sees the enemy leader emerge, a giant warrior covered in black armor with eyes burning like fire. The leader speaks in a voice deep and cruel. You cannot win this war, human. Your time is over. The human steps forward without fear. I fight for them all, he says. For the children, for the future, for hope. They clash with power, shaking the ground. The human uses every skill, every memory, every spark of strength left inside him. The leader fights with dark fury, but the human's heart burns brighter. With one final strike, the human breaks the enemy's weapon. The leader falls to his knees, defeated, but not broken. The enemy retreats, dragging their wounded away. The jungle is silent again, except for the heavy breathing of the survivors. The girls gather around the human. Sari smiles through tears. You saved us again, she says softly. The children will live. The human looks at each of them, his eyes full of love and promise. We stand together now and always, he says. No enemy can break us. No darkness can stop our light. The battle was hard, but it was only the beginning. The war will continue, but they are ready. Stronger, united, and full of hope, because this is not just a fight for survival. It is a fight for life, for family, for a future where different worlds can live as one. The human holds the girls close as the stars begin to shine above. Together they will face what comes next. Together they will protect the hope growing inside them all. Together they will write the story of tomorrow, and the scar on his chest glows softly, a reminder of the pact, a symbol of strength, a promise kept. Stars shine brightly over the quiet jungle as the first light of dawn touches the leaves. The human stands at the edge of the camp, looking out at the sky around him. The alien girls rest their hands on their bellies. The children they carry move gently as if feeling the new day's hope. The war has slowed but never truly ended. The enemy is scattered but still watching, waiting for a chance to strike again. The human knows the fight is not over, but for now there is peace. A fragile peace built on trust and sacrifice. In the hidden chamber beneath the hill, the human and the girls prepare the final plan to protect their future. They work with old alien machines to build something new, a device that can send a signal across the galaxy. A call for help and a warning to those who would bring harm. The children inside the girls grow stronger each day. They are not just children. They are the next step in evolution, hybrids born of hope and courage, carrying the strength of many worlds inside them. Human watches as Sari gives birth first. Her cries are soft but full of life. The baby is small but strong, its skin shining with a soft silver glow. Others follow as the days pass one after another. The camp fills with the sounds of new life, crying and laughing and breathing. Each child is different, yet the same. Some have wings that sparkle in the sun. Some have eyes that change color with the light. Some have skin that glows in the dark, but all carry the same promise. A future where many species can live together without fear. The human holds the last baby in his arms. He looks into its eyes and sees not just a child, but a new beginning. The baby speaks softly in a voice that is not quite human. "Father," it says. And the human feels a warmth deeper than he ever knew. News of their survival spreads across the stars. All eyes answer the call, sending ships and help. Together they build a new home. A place where the human and the alien girls and their children can live free. Where stories of pain turn into stories of hope. The enemy's power fades as the legacy of the pact grows, no longer just a man with scars and memories, but a guardian of many worlds, a symbol of unity, a father to the future. The human looks at his strange family around the fire. He remembers the pact made in shadows and pain, now shining bright in the faces of his children. In the laughter of the girls he loves, in the hope that flows through the stars. He knows the road ahead will not be easy. There will be challenges and dangers still, but together they will face them. Together they will write a new story for all to. Here the sky above is wide and open, filled with stars that shine like promises, and the human whispers to the night, "I remember now, and I will never forget." Because this is more than a story of survival. It is a story of love, of hope, of legacy, a legacy. Born from a pact, kept by a man who became more than human, and by the girls who believed in him, and by the children who will change the galaxy forever.